Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Why are these Days of Our Lives teens still missing from Salem? We were treated to Holly reconnecting with her bestie, Sophia, while Tate threw the old pigskin around with the yet unseen Aaron. As all talk was of Hops and who was going to invite who, we can assume it's the morning of yet another Salem quadrangle. We've seen those ahead. There was Belle and Sean and Chloe and Philip, with a side order of Brady, and Sierra and Theo and Claire, with a side order of Chase. We were not against youthful people moving front and center, especially as summer nears. But we're curious why we were introduced to two total non-natives, rather of the teens, that it made further sense to return to Salem. Little bad girl, Sammy, Allison Sweeney, who's doing this for Mother's Day, may not have been the first bad girl to hit Salem, but she sure made her presence felt. Her son, Allie, Lindsay Arnold, wasn't nearly as big of a mega hit. Perhaps it's because her first move was to charge an innocent Trip, Lucas Adams, of rape, also refused to take any further responsibility for what could have been a tragedy beyond, oops, my bad. So Allie was an epic fail. But what about her little family, Sydney? EJ, Dan Fewereagle, and Sammy's son, whom Nicole, Ariane Zucker, stole at birth and raised as her own for close to a time, could have been a great addition. Imagine the contest between her and her new sister, Holly, Ashley Puzimis. That was erected in drama right there. New boy in town Holly also has an aged family, Parker, Chloe's, Nadia Bjorlin, did you know this, son, whom we haven't seen since he was a toddler. He and Tate, Leo Howard, could have been moreover stylish kids or rivals or both. Unlike Aaron, whom we know nothing about, we have been invested in Parker from the first day. He's also Maggie's, Suzanne Rogers, grandson. Heck, he could have joined forces with Constantine, John Capello's, to steal her plutocrat. That was erected in provocation right there. Now, we were not saying Sophia and Aaron might not develop into someone intriguing down the line. But Sydney and Parker would have had a head start. Jude's stepparents had always danced around each other, like two cautious wolves circling a prize. Their relations were laced with pressure, brimming with implied grievances and resentment. Jude frequently felt like an unhappy observer, caught in the crossfire of their silent battles. But Moment was different. Moment, as Jude watched them from the kitchen table, commodity shifted in the air. It started with a simple nod from Jude's father across the room, followed by a conditional smile from his mammy. They had no way changed further than a polite nod in the once time, and indeed those nods were strained. But now, as they sat opposite each other, belting coffee with a semblance of ease, Jude tasted a subtle change. Their discussion began cautiously, worming around the usual landmines of disagreement. But as they spoke, Jude noticed a softening in their address, a amenability to hear rather than just argue. It was as if they had both suddenly realized that they had a common thing, Jude's happiness. They talked about Jude's forthcoming scale, his council plans, and indeed disregarded about his nonage, participating stories and horse-laugh that sounded foreign in their usual tense exchanges. Jude could not help but feel a hint of stopgap shifting within him. Perhaps, just perhaps, they could find a way to attend peacefully for his sake. As the evening wore on, Jude watched with bated breath as his stepparents began to hash out the details of a participated parenthood plan. There were negotiations made, concessions given, and agreements reached that Jude had no way imagined possible. It was as if a weight had been lifted off his shoulders, and he could eventually breathe readily knowing that his parents were no longer at odds. By the time Jude went to bed that night, he felt a sense of peace settling over him, a rare feeling in the midst of his tumultuous family dynamic. As he drifted off to sleep, he could not help but feel thankful for the small phenomenon that had passed. His stepparents had come to an agreement, and for the first time in a long time, Jude allowed himself to believe that perhaps, just perhaps, everything would be okay. Mother's Day, a day meant to celebrate and recognize the women who gave us life, can occasionally be a complex and emotionally charged occasion. For numerous, it's a day filled with joy, love, and gratefulness, a chance to express appreciation for the innumerous offerings maters make. Yet, for others, Mother's Day can be fraught with mixed feelings, stirring up passions of loss, grief, or indeed resentment. For those who have lost their maters, Mother's Day can serve as a painful memorial of their absence. The day becomes a bittersweet homage, a time to cherish recollections and reflect on the profound impact their maters had on their lives. It's a day pigmented with sadness, as they navigate the void left by their mama's end, craving for just one further moment together. Also, for individualities who have strained connections with their maters, Mother's Day can be a source of pressure and discomfort. It's a day that highlights the complications of family dynamics, bringing to the face undetermined conflicts or unmet prospects. They may grapple with clashing feelings, torn between a sense of obligation to admit the day and the desire to part themselves from painful recollections. Also, for those floundering with gravidity or the loss of a child, Mother's Day can elicit a profound sense of craving and heartbreak. It's a day that magnifies passions of inadequacy or failure, as they defy the harsh reality of unfulfilled dreams of fatherhood. They may find themselves navigating a minefield of triggers, from well-meaning felicitations to social media posts exhibiting happy family moments. Indeed, for individualities with loving and probative connections with their maters, Mother's Day can still be pigmented with complexity. It's a day that prompts reflection on the defects and complications of the mama-child bond, reminding us that no relationship is without its challenges. They may find themselves scuffling with passions of guilt for not being suitable to completely express their appreciation or living up to societal prospects of what a perfect mama-child relationship should be. Despite the myriad of feelings that Mother's Day can elicit, there's a common thread that unites us all, a deep-seated reverence for the women who have shaped us into the individualities we're moment. Whether celebrating with joy or mourning with anguish, Mother's Day serves as a poignant memorial of the enduring power of motherly love and the profound impact it has on our lives. So, as we navigate the complications of this day, let us recognize not only the maters who are with us, but also those who live on in our recollections and hearts, embracing the full diapason of feelings that make us mortal. Examinations, affirmations, and collaborations form the backbone of progress and understanding in colorful fields, from wisdom and technology to politics and social justice. These three pillars are intertwined, frequently lapping and impacting each other in intricate ways, shaping our understanding of the world and driving positive change. Examinations are the starting point, the foundation upon which knowledge is erected. They involve the methodical gathering and analysis of data, aiming to uncover trueness, break mystifications, or explore new borders. In wisdom, examinations take the form of trials, compliances, and exploration studies, seeking to unravel the laws of nature and expand the boundaries of mortal knowledge. In law enforcement and justice systems, examinations are pivotal for uncovering crimes, gathering substantiation, and icing responsibility. Whether conducted by scientists, investigators, intelligencers, or scholars, examinations are fueled by curiosity and a hunt for understanding, driving us to explore the unknown and defy the challenges that lie ahead. Affirmations are the articulation of findings, beliefs, or intentions, serving as a means of communication and protestation. They can take numerous forms, from sanctioned statements and proclamations to particular testaments and manifestos. Affirmations play a vital part in shaping public converse, marshalling support for causes, and asserting rights and values. In politics, affirmations take the form of covenants, constitutions, and affirmations of independence, laying the root for governance and tactfulness. In social movements, affirmations are important tools for advocacy and commission, amplifying the voices of marginalized communities and demanding justice and equivalency. Whether written or spoken, formal or informal,